Hello. Hello.
Sorry about that, everybody. Technical. We
nice.
are peaking. Okay, there we go.
I still have going live soon.
We're
Okay,
sorry.
we are.
We're sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with the internet here in Bowling Green, Ohio.
The internet's supposed to be really good.
Yeah,
Supposed
that's
to.
why I have an Ethernet cord now.
Let's hurry this up. I got 45% battery life.
Oh, okay. So
Is it
since
battery
we
that
lost you,
We lost you around picking between University of Virginia and Arizona. Let's give you a quick update here before we go. We took Virginia over the Wildcats in the round to go on to face Cincinnati after Cincinnati beat Tennessee.
and then we'll come back to the Elite Eight after we fought the rest of the brackets, and then we'll go down to the West where we picked number 1 Xavier to beat Missouri, and number 5 Ohio State.
We picked
Oh yeah, number 1 Xavier to beat
Whoever they face.
whoever that is. And
either
then
North
Missouri will
Carolina-
beat Florida State, Ohio State will beat South Dakota State, and Zaga versus will beat UNCG. And
you are caught up.
and now this is Houston and San Diego State.
Hold on. Okay, I thought I heard a buzzing sound. Never mind. There's just somebody downstairs. Houston versus San Diego State. I don't think this is going to be much of a contest.
I actually think Houston or San Diego State could pull the upset against Houston.
Nah, I got Houston, so we're picking Houston 2-1. Hit the dad.
So Houston goes on to win.
Yep. I looked at the spread on this one between Michigan and Montana. It's not a close battle.
Michigan's going to go through with this one. I'm pretty sure we all think that.
Go blue.
Ew.
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
You bum.
Texas A&M versus Providence. Providence is a better team than the numbers let on.
I have Providence in an upset.
I think I'm taking Providence in the upset here too.
10 seeds have lost 6 out of 20 of the matchups since 2013, but Providence is going to go through and win this.
Never tell me the odds.
UNC versus Lipscomb. Pardon me.
Heels.
15 for the 2.
I got the defending champions.
Give me the heels.
Okay. Homer. Xavier versus Missouri.
Xavier.
Give me Xavier all the way.
Ohio State Zaga. I'm saying Ohio State goes through on here.
Because Gonzaga is that beat up, I think.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State takes that one.
I think Zaga's offense is just too much, but I guess we're going with Ohio State since I'm on the out and out.
And all Ohio Sweet 16 matchup. Houston versus Michigan.
Go.
Yeah.
Go blue.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Well, this is how I look at it. Defensively, they're pretty even matched. I mean, Houston gives up 1 more point per game. Offensively, Houston gives up or scores about 3 more points per game. How does that balance out? Not very. It balances out all right. I would actually take Houston in this one.
I'm taking Michigan in this. I think the Big Ten offense is just going to be too much for Houston. UNC at Providence. Do we have to discuss this one?
No.
No. And we don't even have to discuss UNC Michigan. UNC is going to crumble Michigan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ohio State Xavier, the in-state matchup for a chance to go to the Elite Eight.
Xavier's going to be too much for Ohio State.
Way too much offensively for them to handle.
And
Okay.
then we're going to put the Elite 8 off for later.
This is the second 1-2 matchup we set up for an Elite Eight.
This is the first time I've ever done that. Villanova versus Radford. Number 1 Villanova.
Congratulations.
Radford in an upset.
Congratulations for making it this far, Radford. No.
Virginia Tech versus Alabama. This Virginia Tech team is pretty good. They beat Duke. And where their coach had to yell at the student section to stop cussing.
Yeah, give me VT.
VT.
I think the Hokies move
Give
on
me the Hokies.
on this one.
The Turkey.
West Virginia versus Murray State. This is a Pac-12. I don't know where.
Big 12.
Big 12. Dang it. Versus Murray.
They're not even close on paper. Like, not even on paper are they close.
I got the Mountaineers.
Except Murray State did finish 12-0, but who did they play? Give me the Mountaineers.
Well, let's see here. They lost to Auburn, lost to Middle Tennessee, and then won at Wright State. Won by 19 at Wright State.
Give me the Mountaineers.
Wichita and Marshall.
Shockers.
Marshall is 124th in the BPI.
I'm still salty at Wichita State.
For what?
Beating Ohio State.
Years ago?
And Wichita State's going to move on, though. Florida and St. Bonaventure.
Bonaventure.
Did we play them?
Maybe?
In women's. Yeah, I think we played them in women's.
Give me the Gators. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But give me the Gators.
Chomp.
Texas Tech versus FS Austin.
Red Raiders. I mean, who is FS Austin? Anyway, who have they played? No one.
Arkansas and Butler. I'm
Red
taking
Raiders. Red Raiders. Red Raiders are 4-1 against top 25 teams. Don't count them out.
Jacob, you and I have Butler.
I'm going to take Butler in this one too. They are, I think, a better team. I don't know what Arkansas is doing as a 7th seed, but hey.
Purdue and Cal State Fullerton. Cal State?
Purdue.
Cal State.
There is no way Cal State
I know.
Fullerton is beating Purdue.
Villanova versus Virginia Tech. I think Virginia Tech can give them a run for their money. I don't think they'll be able to get past Villanova, though.
Talking the top team for most of the year. Still probably one of the top teams. Villanova.
Well, but I mean, Virginia Tech also beat Virginia, the number 1 overall seed.
True. I like Villanova on this one.
West Virginia at Wichita.
Adam?
Sorry, I thought you were...
Yeah, I had Villanova in that one. I had Wichita in this one, too.
I think the Mountaineers can get this one done. It's a 4 and 5 seed. It'll be a good matchup to see.
It's very close on paper. I'm the decisive vote. However, I think there's just too much offense for the Mountaineers to handle. So give me Wichita. Wichita!
Florida State versus Texas Tech. SEC versus, I believe, are they Big 12?
Yes.
Big 12.
I mean, you look at who they played. 5-3 for Florida against top 25. Texas Tech is 4-1. Of course, that can be subjective considering who they played and who was ranked when.
Well, they do have wins. They split with Kansas, lost 2 and won 1 against West Virginia, beat TCU twice, beat Nevada by 6, beat lost to Seton Hall by 10, split the series with Oklahoma, and beat Texas twice and lost once. That's for Texas Tech.
Give me the Red Raiders. No.
But then if you look at the Gators, they also beat Cincinnati by 6, only lost to Duke by 3.
I don't care. Give me the Red Raiders.
I also am going to go with Texas Tech in this one.
Florida. An upset.
Butler, Purdue. In-state rivals. I know it's the 2 and a 10 seed.
Not really rivals.
But they're still in-state.
Purdue's got a better defense and a better offense on paper. Stronger conference.
I think Butler can always come back and...
Higher rankings. Give me Purdue.
Purdue.
Were you going to pick Butler?
I was going to pick Butler. Villanova and Wichita State.
I have the upset pick.
I'm going to go with Adam on this one, actually. I think Wichita State would be able to beat Villanova.
I have Villanova moving on.
So Wichita State moves on the 2-3 vote. And number 2, Purdue versus 3, Texas Tech.
Purdue
I think the Big Ten team has a better strength of schedule here. They've played more quality opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as of late, Big Ten basketball is getting a lot better.
Purdue and Wichita State Purdue or Wichita State will come out of the East. And now down to the Midwest. Number 1, Kansas versus number 16, Penn. 2 teams out of the Penn won the Ivy League this year.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, don't give me. Just give me Kansas.
Kansas.
I personally have the Jayhawks winning the national title on my bracket.
Seton Hall versus NC State. That's an 8 and 9 seed matchup.
Got the Big East versus the ACC, arguably the two best conferences in basketball this year. Defensively and offensively, it's a good matchup here. I like Seton Hall, though, because I think NC State's struggling. So, let me see.
I like NC State in this one.
All right, I went decisive.
Seton Hall.
Clemson, New Mexico State.
Yeah,
Yeah, Clemson.
yeah. Give me the Tigers.
Auburn versus Charleston.
Give me the Tigers.
Tiger Battle.
TCU versus to be determined.
TCU.
TCU.
State versus Bucknell. I have State on upset alert.
Me too.
I don't.
We're actually putting 14. I didn't think that was actually going to happen.
I mean, Michigan State's been upset in big games like this before. Didn't
Yeah.
they lose to a 15 seed a couple years
Yes,
ago?
they did.
Mm-hmm. Rhode Island versus Oklahoma.
Oklahoma doesn't even belong in the tournament. If you look at them on paper compared to Oklahoma State, who beat them in the Big 12 tournament, they're very similar. So I don't know why Oklahoma is in the tournament over the team that beat
Trae
them
Young.
in the Big. That's the only thing. Believe me.
I had Rhode Island moving on in this one.
Honestly, I do too. Because on paper they are better.
Duke, Iona. 15 seed beats the 2 seed in this matchup. This is not the Duke of old.
You thought.
Grayson Allen's going to get a flagrant 2 for for punching a Iona player in the face.
Okay, this year here.
And Vontez Perfect will be in attendance, so it'll get even worse.
We're buffering again.
Love it.
We've been buffering since the Texas Tech Purdue game.
Oh,
Ugh. What are we getting? My stream's still going.
Mine is not.
Mine is.
You calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther.
Yeah, we're still going.
Why am I buffering then?
Did you refresh it? It might be your Wi-Fi.
It's highly possible. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Kansas, Seton Hall.
Kansas.
Clemson versus Auburn.
Wait. No, mind.
Oh, yeah, Duke, Iona. Duke goes through.
Okay.
Clemson, Auburn.
Oh, well, one's way better defensively, one's way better offensively. Give me Clemson because I like defense to win.
I'm going to go Auburn.
Clemson.
Okay, Clemson moves on. TCU versus Bucknell. Horned Frogs all the way for me.
Me too.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Rhode Island versus Duke.
This is
Upset alert for Duke.
This is the type of game that I see Duke losing more than not. Yeah, on paper they're slightly better, but to me, this is the type of game that Duke has a chance of losing. That's why I'm taking Rhode Island.
Duke.
Yeah, Rhode Island goes through on the tie break. Kansas versus Clemson.
Sorry, Tigers. The Jayhawks.
Yeah.
Bunch of skulls.
TCU versus Rhode Island. I have Rhode Island going again.
Me too.
My old biology professor is going to be very happy with this bracket.
Why?
Because he's the Rhode Island alum.
Okay, so out of the Midwest, Kansas and Rhode Island, we'll go back up to the top here. Virginia versus Cincinnati. If any team in the country could knock off Virginia, it would be the Bearcats.
I think it would not. This is going to be if this matchup happens, it'll be a great defensive battle. We got one team letting up 53.4, one team letting up 57.1. I think in the end, though, you take that ACC team for me.
I'm taking Cincinnati in this one. I think Cincinnati. I think this is what dreams are made of right here. And for Cincinnati, kind of a smaller school,
So bad.
I just don't think this would be able to. I think this is going to be the team to upset Virginia.
So Adam, who's it gonna be?
Give me this again. Or one of you two. Okay. UVA versus Cincy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the number 1 team in the country.
Virginia moves on.
Sorry, Jacob.
Wichita State and the Boilermakers, 4-2.
Donovan.
Purdue, offensively, they're very similar. Purdue only gives about 2 points less, but they are way better defensively, so I got to take the Boilermakers.
Jacob?
I'm going with the Boilermakers too. Out of the Big Ten, I think they have a better strength of schedule. They've played more quality teams.
I do too. Has Purdue ever made the Final Four?
I don't know.
I'll look that up right now. They have a good chance to do it this year.
Xavier versus UNC. I think this team from Cincinnati is going to be the better of the two.
Yeah, I definitely think you are spot on right there. Defensively, again, very similar, but offensively, Xavier has a slight edge. So I take Xavier.
I'm also taking Xavier here.
Give me the Xavier.
I have UNC.
Kansas, Rhode Island. I think this is where the Cinderella story of Rhode Island is going to come to an end.
Yeah, that Kansas is going to be pretty good.
So you got a 1-1-2-1.
Purdue has made the Final Four twice. In 1969, they were the NCAA tournament runner-up, and in 1980, they made the Final Four.
University of Virginia playing the Xavier Musketeers. Again, I think this is a game
They're in the Final Four now.
Beat Virginia.
Defensively, Virginia is way too strong for Xavier.
Xavier's also one of the top offensive teams in the country. We'll take a look here.
Yeah, but we've seen...
Well, I mean, if you look at the RPI rankings, Xavier is 3. Xavier was the number 1 team in the country for a time this season, too. The BPI, they're 10 apart.
I take Virginia.
I'm going to take Xavier. Xavier scoring 84.3 points a game and only giving up 74. Virginia's only scoring 67.5. I'm going to take Xavier on this one.
Tiebreaker.
Give me the Cavaliers.
All right.
And Purdue versus Kansas. Boilermakers and Jayhawks. On paper, these teams very similar. Slight edge goes to the Boilermakers in a few categories. Pardon me, the Jayhawks in a few categories.
Well, then in the other categories, the slight edge would go to Purdue. I think if you look at it, they both score about 81 points per game. Purdue gives up about 5 points less per game. I think Purdue's, again, I like defense. Defense is stronger championship. Defense wins championships. That being said, the Jayhawks are a powerhouse team. But I like the Boilermakers to go play the X.
I think the Boilermakers are going to go through on this one, too. I don't think Kansas has the manpower to stop them.
I got the traditional powerhouse here.
But we both said Purdue, right, Donovan?
Yeah.
UVA versus Purdue, a number 1 and a number 2 pick. We'll just take a quick look at the stats here. RPI rankings, respective. Virginia is number 1. Purdue is number 9. Virginia gives up almost 53.5 points a game. Purdue gives up almost 65.5. Virginia is 6-0 versus the top 25.
Virginia, I thought we took the Musketeers.
Musketeers?
No, he said Cavaliers, didn't he?
No.
I said Cavaliers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Purdue is 3-4 versus the top 25. BPI ranking, this one has them within 2. Virginia's the number 2. Purdue's number 4. In the conference, Virginia went 17-1. Their one loss coming to Virginia Tech. Purdue going 15-3, of course, with that heartbreaking loss to Ohio State.
Virginia is 6-0 versus the top 25.
But points per game, Purdue scoring just over 13 more, about 13 more, at 81.1. While the Cavaliers at 67.5.
Yeah, but
the last 11 games, Virginia's 11-1. Purdue is 8-4. Now you can talk, Adam. I wanted to go through all the stats.
Yeah, but UVA has such a good defense.
Yeah, I mean, a defense that strong and a conference that strong,
You could say that about Purdue, though, as well, as the Big Ten is the best. It has been getting better, back to those days where they were the best.
I still think the ACC is the best, so give me the Cavs.
I'm taking Purdue in this one.
Sorry, Jake.
University of Virginia wins by a score of
Give me 67 to 60.
7-point game over Purdue. And we'll submit our picks now.
We go.
And again, anyone watching, if you'd like to join our group, we are right here. It's Fans of Further Review. And we'd love to have you join. I will also have a bracket in here. Oh, no, this was my bracket for Further Review for our... dang. Oh, well.
Why don't we give our personal brackets out here?
I don't have like a real bracket. I still have my Ohio State homer bracket.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll actually pull it up on here because I can.
What?
This is my personal bracket for anyone watching. I have Virginia losing to Cincinnati in the Elite Eight. Villanova beating Butler. Also, I have
you just wanted Michigan to go out there so that Ohio State could beat.
I have Ohio State beating Michigan in the Elite Eight, and I have Kansas beating Michigan State.
They're not going to meet up. No.
And I have Cincinnati losing to Ohio State in an Ohio Final Four matchup. Villanova losing to Kansas. Ohio State wins over the Jayhawks, avenging their last Final Four loss in 2012. They win by a final score of 77-76.
I have, in my personal bracket, I do have UMBC winning against Virginia. I do have that in my personal bracket. Of course, they lose the next game to Creighton. I have Creighton winning their region, the South region.
There's all three in my brackets. I just threw into our Fans of Further Review.
I have Creighton winning the South region and going to the Final Four, and they get beat by UNC. UNC beats Creighton, and Kansas beats Wichita State. And I have Kansas beating UNC 71-69 in the national title game.
All right, and for me, let's go down the South real quickly. I had University of Virginia and Creighton moving on to the round of 32. Creighton beating them in this one, beating Virginia in this matchup. Then they lose to Arizona, who played Kentucky in the round of 32. Arizona and Creighton loses to Arizona. Arizona plays Miami, who then beat Tennessee, in Cincinnati in the Sweet 16. And then Miami going to the Final Four. I don't know what I was thinking when I filled out this bracket. This is my first bracket. And then also in my Final Four, I have Villanova, who beat Purdue, West Virginia, and Virginia Tech and Radford to get this way. And then Michigan State, who had to beat Kansas, Duke, and Rhode Island. And also Xavier, who had to beat Ohio State, Missouri, and Xavier, who had to beat Ohio State, Michigan, and Missouri, and whoever wins tonight's game. Out of my Final Four, I had Xavier beating Miami, Villanova beating Michigan State, Villanova winning the national championship in this bracket. And I have another bracket that I did on my show where Virginia wins it all, which is a very, very strong upswing to losing in the round of 32.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, and that's going to about do it. Thank you for tuning in. If you did, if you didn't, we are oh well. Sorry for the audio or video difficulties we had there for a little bit. But thank you for tuning in to Further Review. We'll see you Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. on Falcon Radio. Just search Falcon Radio in the TuneIn Radio app to listen live.
Falcon Radio BGSU.
You can just look at Falcon Radio, too, and it pops up.
Oh, for me it did.
Anyway, signing off, it's Jacob Seidel, Adam Gaw, and Donovan Mayan saying, Roll along, BG.
Ah!